Is there a connection between Debbie Wasserman Schultz, Nancy Pelosi, and the GOP train crash? Hi, I'm Craig, and welcome to Just Informed Talk. I want to first start by saying thank you to everybody who's come on this channel and made it what it is. All the commenters, everyone who's subscribed, you're all appreciated, and you're what makes this work. So if we keep working together, we will fight this, and we will win together, with God's grace being greater. We will always look to Him to guide us, but these are truly troubling times. Now, let's just get right into this. I've been in conversation with one of the commenters about a certain story that I believe needs attention. Now, obviously, this is a very complex story, and it's going to take a lot of explaining to get into, but let's just start with where I started. I was given this image. This is one of the first images I received. Now, you can see that the commenter circled this area right here. Now, this is a road in Virginia. The road, actually, the crossing where the truck was struck by the GOP train, or the truck purposefully struck the train. However you want to look at it, but that was the starting point for all of this. Now, it has gotten very deep and very complex, and I need everybody in the comments to leave their thoughts, and maybe we can figure this out together. I'm just going to give everybody an outline, and you guys can make up your minds for yourselves. There is no implication other than these are a set of facts that we have to look at together and decide whether or not they lead to a conclusion. Now, let's go to the next image. This was given to me by the same person, and they actually took the time here to circle this driveway. Okay. Now, apparently this road was closed. It's a road in Virginia where they had closed down all the roads for the train to pass through. And I just want to explain something. Doing the research, there is a lot of different ways you can go with this. But I've chosen to connect the property associated with this driveway in all this, and it actually ties in, which is crazy enough, you know, when you look at what the facts are. So let's just go back to that. We'll get to him later. So what am I getting at? Okay, so here's a little screenshot I took from Zillow, obviously. And you can see here that this is the farm that connects to this driveway, which is where the picture I think is taken from here, pointing that way, and that's looking up the driveway and into this house. Now, I did some research and I found out that the person who owns this house, I won't name their name, but they do have a law firm in the Central Florida area that's connected to something else that we're going to get into later. But for now, let's just go ahead and leave it at this driveway is somehow connected. Now, what was on this driveway and how is that connected? Well, that gets back to here. David Soloff. David Soloff apparently is, we can look at his LinkedIn profile, but he is the co-founder and chairman of Premise, a San Francisco-based company building machinery to help human race track and comprehend ground truth, whatever that means. We have raised this is him talking. We have raised $67 million from social capital and other Google ventures, and you see that Google's in on this. And it says he was the CEO of a company called Meta Markets, which was acquired by Snapchat in 2017. So this guy is obviously a big player, somebody who's high up. Now, if you read this tweet, this was sent to me by the same commenter who has put me on this path toward researching all of this information. And you can see he says right here, we control all the drones in the world, so we will send them to all the Redditors, don't worry. Now, contextually, I've had to do some pretty far reaches to connect everything. But let's just look at the facts. David Soloff's being pointed to here, having said that he controls all the drones in the world, and looking at his profile, it seems like he certainly could have that kind of technology if he truly is as he's described here in his LinkedIn profile. So, what does this have to do with the truck that was hit by the train? Well, obviously there's a lot of people in the comments. I've been seeing a lot of it with people saying that the truck was a drone-controlled vehicle. Now, that is certainly one possibility, and I think it's something we need to research in further. And if they were to hook a drone to a truck to drive it in front of a train, they might need somebody like David Soloff to set up that software and hardware. So that's certainly something to be looked at. Now, as we go further into this, it gets even more interesting. So, here's a company called Time Disposal. Now, why is Time Disposal important? Well, this is the company whose truck was hit the train. Now, you ask, what does Time Disposal have to do with anything? Well, if you read here on their page, when you go to their main website, it gives this whole readout on the people who were injured in the crash of the GOP train, and how they set up GoFundMe pages for all of them. First, there was Christopher Foley, who passed away in the train wreck. His remains were found at the scene. And then there's this person, Dennis Eddy, and then another person named Dana Naylor. Now, we'll get into Dana Naylor in a minute. It's very important to remember that last name, though, Naylor, because it ties into all types of crazy stuff. And, you know, there's a lot more research that needs to be done. But I'm depending on you in the comment section, and I'm depending on you at home to do your own research, make your own videos, make your own channel, get the message out there. This is what we have to do. We have to come together and make this information verified and follow it to its conclusion, because that's what this is all about. Several theories on Time Disposal. Time Disposal seems like a company that I don't want to get into getting too far off base here, but is it possible that Time Disposal is a way to dispose of things for certain high-class, powerful people? Well, that's a possibility. Now, I got this message later when I was going through all this, where it gave me these links, and it said, who is the son of Dana Wasserman Naylor of Virginia, and who is Dana Naylor? Wasserman? Wasn't a Dana Naylor the driver of the truck? Two Dana Naylors in Charlottesville? One is a Wasserman Naylor? Weird coincidence. But wait, how can three people be in one vehicle if it is also being controlled as a drone as well? Well, here's a picture of the vehicle provided by Massey's wife, and we'll take a look at this picture right here. Let me pull that one up. I think this is it. And that might be the other picture, I'm not sure. But then it says, but if that is the vehicle that crashed, then what is this taken by Lee? Okay, so let's go ahead and look at the other one. So you saw that picture and how it looks. You know, this looks like a very different scene than this. So, and you can almost read on the side where it says Time Disposal on the side of this truck. So there's a lot to be researched here, and I'm not claiming to know the full extent of the story. I'm actually depending on you guys to come into the comments and really help me put this all together. But it gets even crazier. So let's just keep going for a minute here. So when you look into these companies, there's some connection somehow with a domain name that's registered under clintonemail.com. Now, clintonemail.com uses a privacy company, a data identity protection company called Perfect Privacy LLC, which is based out of Jacksonville, Florida. Now, without getting into exactly who owns this property that I was pointing at, the farm here, there is a lawyer who owns it who is based out of that area, and it deserves further research. And you guys can do that research for yourself. I'm sure as easily as I was able to find the information, you're able to find it. It is publicly available. Now, getting into other more interesting things, it was brought to my attention here I was pointed to this 8chan forum, and it talks about the Amtrak train systems. And it talks about an act that was put through in 2008 by Barack Obama called the Passenger Rail Investment and Improvement Act. And it says the bill was written such that money could only be spent inside designated HSR corridors and not general Amtrak routes. So basically what it was a way, it looks like, for the power elite to funnel money out, just another way for them to funnel money into other companies. Then they'll go collect that money later. It's a common tactic in the Washington swamp, where they will funnel contracts and jobs to their friends and pals, and then they will go work for them after, and or have a slush fund hidden somewhere in some foreign country that they will collect at a later time and date. There's no I haven't verified all of this yet. That's why I'm putting it out there for you guys to do your research. That is truly what this is all about. There's a lot of dots to connect here, and I've been racking my brain trying to connect them all, but I really am going to depend on you guys in the comments to help me figure this all out. Now, let's go ahead and look at the next in the series of just complete, I guess, all coincidences, right? Very weird coincidences. But so you see what I wrote here. I wrote in response to this. So let me get this straight. Dana Naylor is not Dana Wasserman Naylor. Dana Naylor is in the truck at the time it is struck by the train. Dana is only injured. Dana Wasserman Naylor is I don't know if she's the mother of Debbie Wasserman Schultz. It doesn't seem like it. It seems like Debbie Wasserman Schultz's mother is a different person named Ann. But there is some connection here between the Wasserman and Debbie Wasserman Schultz. And this Naylor person, this Dana Naylor, who was in the truck, and they're in the same county in Charlottesville, and apparently there are records that they are connected familially, and that in and of itself is very scary. Now, why does this all connect? Is Dana Wasserman Naylor and Dana Naylor somehow connected to Stephen Wasserman and Debbie Wasserman Schultz? Well, I think it's very possible. Now, you ask, who is Stephen Wasserman? Well, that's where it gets even crazier, because the rabbit hole is deep, my friends, and we are just really scratching the surface here. But let's go ahead and look at that. This person is Stephen Wasserman, the brother of Debbie Wasserman Schultz. He is the one who is overseeing the Awan family investigation. And you ask, who is the Awans? Well, in what may be one of the most remarkable conflicts of interest that we have seen in a long time, it appears that Stephen Wasserman, the assistant attorney for the District of Columbia, who is the brother of Debbie Wasserman Schultz, has been tasked with overseeing the investigation of DNC IT employee Imran Awan, who was arrested earlier this is an older article, but was arrested earlier this week while attempting to flee the U.S. and charged with bank fraud. So, this is a little bit older, but it's still poignant. It deserves the research. There's obviously a whole set of implications that can be made by just looking at these facts objectively. Now, I'm not here to tell you what to think. I'm not here to draw conclusions for you, but I'm here to present you with a set of evidence that you can go out and you can research, and you can please leave comments and discuss this, and let's get to the bottom of it, because this is how we will take these Luciferian Satanists down. And if you don't think they're Satanists, let's just look at an article that I haven't been able to verify its connection, but it is very suspicious and it deserves a look. Now, here's an older article. It's dated May 20th, 1991, and it's talking about a man by the name of Dan Naylor, who was convicted of stabbing another man to death while 5 other people witnessed and stood by and did nothing. Now, during his trial, he claims that he was made to look like the Charles Manson of Minnesota. And this is quite a while back, so I'm not sure how this ties in or connects to Dana Naylor, or if it does at all. But there is a lot to be looked at here, and I really need your help. I need everybody in the comments and everybody watching this video to look at this information, to analyze it, and try to draw our own conclusions, and we'll find the truth together. So that's pretty much the long and short. There's another interesting little tidbit here, is that this David Soloff seems that he might be connected to a company called Blue Summit Productions, which is an aerial drone photography company, and it's just odd that they would have a YouTube page with 0 subscribers and no content. Being a YouTube content creator myself, it seems almost pointless to do that unless it was erased and or changed. And maybe if somebody wants to get in the internet time machine and go back and see if you can pull up some of that information from what this page originally had, if it had anything at all, that would be another helpful tool in this investigation. But I know I'm really all over the place with all this, but you got to understand that there is a lot of dots that need to be connected, and I hope that everybody in the comments will help me do my due diligence and help you get this information, and then we will look through it and we will research it. But there's a lot going on here, and I think we all just have to take the time to investigate and see where we can get with it. I know you guys are way better at this than I am. I'm going to need all your help. I'm going to need everybody to step up to the plate and really put in their 2 cents. And let's not forget that this is all about our battle against evil. We are on the right side. We are working as God's children, and we all need to pray. We need to stay steadfast in our devotion to the Lord, and we need to use that inner light that God will give us to lead the way for the next generations, to make sure that these kind of corruptions, this kind of evil does not take over our great country. There are too many good people and patriots to let that happen. As I've said before, they're afraid because we outnumber them. They're afraid because our message is greater than theirs. They're afraid because our God is an awesome God, and He will be the one that will lead us into the future. And I just want to say again, as Donald Trump said, the motto of this country is "In God We Trust." And together as patriots and Christians, we will forge the fight ahead, and we will move into the future bringing light where darkness once was. But that's the whole gist of it, and I just want to say thank you all for watching. Thank you again for everyone who's subscribed. Don't forget to hit the bell if you want notifications. Please leave comments. That's how we develop the thoughts. But as for me, that's it. I'm Craig. This is Just Form Talk. God bless and Godspeed, Patriots.